Hey guys, hello. Oops, wait, wait.
Hey guys. Oh, it's dark in here, isn't it? Look, let me get my slippers off out this floor. Put them on. Maybe I should turn on some light. It's a shame how I have to have light and daylight. I love natural daylight. God's light. Hey, Miss Eula. Can you guys hear me okay? Who's on here? Hey, sweet Amanda. How you doing? Hey, Tyann, Mabel, Thelma, Laverne, Cheryl, my girl is here. My gems are up in here. Lena's gems. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. That's the best way to support me, by the way, is becoming a member on YouTube for $4.99 a month, or becoming a gem on Life According to Lena for $4.99 a month. Good morning. Everything is well with me and my family. Yep. It sure is. Thank you so much for that, Sandra. Good morning. Thank you, Mary. Look, it's not even morning, it's afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes. Jonesboro, Arkansas. I don't know. Every time I see that, Mary, I think of Johannesburg. And I don't know why. Hey, Sharon, Audrey, Miss Lynn. Hello. Yes, we're enjoying this beautiful Saturday, Miss Eula. I hope all is well with you. I hope all is well. I got a good message here today. On today. Hold on, guys. Oh, here it is. No. Mm. Hold on, guys. Mm. Copy. I'm just going to post my YouTube link only because if you guys have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm going to definitely keep all channels open today, but please subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Good morning. Good afternoon, Linda Atwater. You're not getting a lot of creators notifications. Angela, that's been happening for like 2 years now, child. Meta don't want us to get better. Meta needs to do better, but Meta ain't trying to do better. But I do have a where, matter of fact, I've been forgetting to use it, and I'm going to use it right now. I do have this private group where it's called Something to Think About. I believe I sent a lot of notifications out to people where I can, people who accept the invitation to become part of this private group, which is not a private group, it's just a messaging group to let you guys know when I'm on. So it automatically goes out. Well, it doesn't automatically go out. I got to put in the information for it to go out. Join me for a... Okay. So it does have the invites, but I need to be able to invite more people. So far, it's 114 people in that. That will get the message. Right now, I'm streaming from 3 different channels. From 3 different channels. You said I just checked and Facebook really had it off. Wow. You see that? I don't know. I don't know, child. But you found me. Hey, Doreen. We are having a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Wanda. You know what? Miss Lynn, I have to figure that out. This is just a messaging system that Facebook offers creators, and it's right there in my bio, and it says something to think about, but that's specifically for notifications. So let me do this. Let me log in as someone else. Well, not someone else, one of my other business pages, and then go to my page and see if you guys can just click on it and access it. Yep, something to think. Wait a minute. I don't see it there. I got to figure it out, child. I don't know. I got to figure it out. I don't know why it's not there. It may be because I'm using my business page. So, but you guys come on in. Hold on. Let me just get back to my page. I'm not going to hold you guys up too much. Thank you guys for sharing, whoever shared. I would appreciate if you guys share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is definitely caring. And I have Facebook and you. You received the notification, Mabel? Okay. Hey, Angela. Hey, Cindy. Jackie said the topic is definitely for me. I'm always the one in my family that give and give. A couple of days ago, I cried out to my siblings. To this day, I have not heard from them. So I'm trying out what went wrong. Oh, okay. All right. Delma said, I think that's what I get voice messages from another creator. Oh, I don't know, girl. Hey, Susan Mill, I'm available. I would like access to the group also. Okay, I'm going to figure out that as well, because that's just an option that Facebook have given us. And it's posted on my page. I can see it, but I'm thinking I'm supposed to be the one to send out the invites. Well, I sent out the invites, but I don't know if it gave me invites to all of my followers or to all of my supporters, so where I can invite each and every one of you guys. So I'm going to figure out how that can happen. Okay, because it's got to have some benefits to that. I know I got 115 people in here so far, and it's just like a chat. And I guess if I put that I'm live, it's going to send out a notification that I'm live. So there you have it. All right, so I see. Let me see. I see between all channels, I have about 100 people in here from all 3. And that's fine. Good afternoon. I keep saying good morning. Good afternoon, Penny Winnie. Thank you so much for showing up. You always do. I appreciate it, girl. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yes, guys, please like and share this live because it's going to be informative and people need to hear things, you know? You know, I come dropping gems and that's what I do. When he's coming live. Okay. Hey, Vidette. So, what I want to talk about, guys, is this is basically, thank you, Linda, for sharing. This is basically a thank you, Tina. I will. I will. And I hope the same for you as well. This is basically a clarity. This is basically giving clarity on situations when bad things happen to good people. And of course, I don't know if all of you guys saw Chef Carmen's live today, but this message, her message really hit my heart because these are the things that I speak about. These are the things that I teach. These are the things that I teach in my coaching practice to my clients when it comes to crisis and traumatic situations or experiences happening to us and why they happen. And every client that I have come to me, they're broken, as we all are, right? Unfortunately, some people, you know, can't work out their own situations and they can't find resolve to their own situations because sometimes they're so conditioned to believe so many things of this world, mindset, that's been inherited from your family. I know that sometimes religion keeps us away from real information, and I'm not bashing religion. I'm just saying it's just, be religious, you got to explore all aspects in order to get all information. So when you're led by someone, kind of hinders you from getting accurate information or the full truth of the matter of things. Me being a life coach, a mindset coach who specializes in spiritual and human psychology, I have the unique gift and talent of looking at life through a metaphysical lens, which only means a supernatural lens. Okay. So because I have that particular insight, that training, that knowledge, okay, that education in regards to spiritual matters, I'm able to combine our lives as our lives already is. We are spirit and we are body. Okay. We operate on a dual system. Okay. We have one of our feet in non-physical reality, the spirit world, which is the spirit within us. And then we have the other one here on earth, right? So we have two different systems working simultaneously for us, except that because of our physical senses and how they're geared outward to look at everything on the outside, it sometimes has the power to condition us to believe that everything happens from the outside and not from within. And so when we believe everything comes from outside, we become victims because we can't see the resolve, we can't see the benefit, we can't see the cause of something happening to us when we have done nothing. Okay. um right, Brenda. Hey, Stephanie, thank you so much for listening. YouTube have too much commercials. Okay. And so when we're in that mindset and we don't really acknowledge the spiritual aspect of our lives, then it's no way on God's green earth that we are ever going to be able to make sense out of nonsense. If you don't have that third eye, if you have not trained your spiritual mind or trained yourself to believe that everything that happens in life comes from the unseen to the seen, that nothing comes to us unearned, nothing happens to us that's not supposed to happen to us, even if it feels bad, even if we feel like we're innocent, even if we know that we haven't done anything to anyone, it's always a reason why something came into your lap. And I tend to say there's primarily two reasons. One of them is because you drew it to you, right? When bad things happen to us, we attracted that to us by operating on a certain frequency, right? Um, Karma has to balance itself out in a lot of our lives, right? Or the bad thing that happened to us was required for our growth, for our advancement. Okay. Because if I leave it just as, everything that bad to us happened because we drew it to us and we deserve all of that, that's not necessarily true. Again, we're operating on a dual life here. We're operating in the spirit and in the flesh. And when things happen, we have to consider all of it, except a lot of us are not trained in our spiritual life. We don't have, it's everything except for that, you know. Um, we don't make sense. We don't really contemplate and think, well, why was we given an imagination? It's an image maker. Why is that there? Why is your thoughts there? What's the purpose of your thoughts and what power do they have? You see? So we don't consider those things. And what's this thing about energy? What about energy? We all talk about energy nowadays, right? I need to protect my energy, and her energy is bad. Her energy is good. And I only hang around high frequency people and all those things. But have you guys ever thought about the meaning? Thank you so much, Penny. Have you guys ever thought about the meaning of energy and the part that it plays in our human life, and how energy is everything? Actually, everything that's alive is energy. Right? And so when it comes to, hey Vera, how you doing, honey child, sister girl? And that's for everybody, by the way. I know I say specifically to people, but it's really for everyone on here, honey child, sister girls, unless you're men. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. And so energy is everything. And because of that, nothing happens out of the blue. It only happens out of the oblivion. Okay. Meaning that it happened and you're not conscious of the reason why it's happened. That's why it's out of the oblivion, right? You haven't used your third eye to actually tap in to the many factors, contributing factors of a bad experience and why things happen to us, right? And so, and by the way, you guys always know I talk about there's no bad thing. There's nothing bad under the sun. It may feel bad, but it doesn't mean that it's bad, because if that so-called bad thing brings about change, positive change, if there's something that you was able to use in that do, then it's no longer bad. It's only bad when it feels bad, and it only feels bad because you have not transformed what that thing might be for. You deemed it as all the way bad, and that's why it's bad to you. But once you get the value out of something, you'll end up saying at the end of any day, when someone asks you, well, would you change that situation? You say, oh, hell nah. Although it was painful, but without it, I wouldn't be who I am today. So I wouldn't change nothing. So that means it wasn't bad. It was good, and it was required for your growth, right? So here's the thing. So in Carmen's video earlier, she mentioned, why me? And I was waiting for her to get off of live so I can actually call her and I can explain to her why her, right? Because that's what I do. I give clarity and things of that nature, and I help my friends. So, but I understand that mindset. I understand a lot of us cry out to God, right? So this is not about her. This is about that particular situation that many of us have had. Hey, Cecile. Hey, Sharon Phelps. That many of us have had in our lives, and we question, why me? When something just seems to kind of fall in our lap. Why me, God? Question your faith. I haven't done anything. Why is this bad thing here? Right? Now, I always say, and I'm a firm believer, that life has a way of teaching us better than anybody can tell us. As souls who plan to come here and have all these experiences, we set up all these roadblocks for ourselves. We set up all these challenges for ourselves, but we also set up a bunch of people like myself and everybody else. Even Carmen, somebody set her up, and she's there for somebody as well. We set up people for ourselves to give us explanations and to help us and to show us what we're doing, right? When that does not work, life will take over, and life will set us all down in the way that we need to be set down. Life works. It knows exactly what we need. And although it's harsh, it teaches us something. It helps us grow. Those hard lessons in life helps us grow. It keeps it brings us back to balance. It balances our chakras. It brings us back to a place where we belong spiritually, relying on God, relying on life, taking care of all situations for us, right? Good afternoon, Camila. Good afternoon. And so here's what I have to say in regards to bad things happening to people, right? Now, let's just take this bullying situation, or and this is for anyone who's ever felt victimized on any level, who have been wrongly accused about anything, you know what I'm saying, and who have had to go through some stuff unjustly, right? And you say, why me? Okay. So one thing Carmen did was she transformed her pain, right? She asked the question because God is in her. She asked the question. She suffered a little bit. She got answers, because all you need to do is ask. You get answers. You have to take accountability for your part in it, for whatever you did. I don't care how ignorant you are, right? It's sort of like somebody, you hanging with people. Now, you don't do drugs, you don't smoke, you don't do none of that, right? And it's illegal at a time when marijuana was illegal, or whatever it is. You don't get high, okay? You don't get high. You don't drink, but you have friends that get high and they drink, right? So you go and pick them up. Now, they're not, they ain't smoking in your car or nothing. I mean, as far as you concerned, they sober and they don't have nothing, right? You get pulled over by the cops for a brake light not being fixed, and they see a bunch of people in the car, and now they want to check the car, right? Now, in the car, in the bag, because the person that got in your car, your friend, they had an ounce of weed on them at the time when it was illegal, right? They have an ounce of weed on them. They're not willing to take the bait. Everybody's going down. You didn't do nothing but pick somebody up and said that you'll pick them up and take them somewhere. You are going down, right? Now, do you deserve to go down? Absolutely not. But your ignorance allowed you to go down. You did not take the necessary precautions, knowing that your friend smoked, and say, listen, bro, do you have anything on you? And if they got a bag, well, I just need to check because I know you're a pothead. You know what I mean? I just need to know because I got too much to lose here, and I need to know what's in your bag. So just in case something happens, I trust you, but you might not want to go to jail, and I need to know what's in your damn bag. So even though that's not likely what people do, people don't do that with their friends. They don't just, okay, hold on. Yes, God is in everybody. We are God. We are learning how to become God. We are Guardians. We operate in the power of God. Absolutely. That's what our spirit is in us. So, and if you're going to be negative, I'm going to block you, Unique. So that's your warning. Okay. You can have an opinion, but be respectful, because this is a positive live, and I'm not going to have my live turn into your live. So guys, when you see comments like that, don't feed them too much, because that takes away from my message. It takes away from my live, and everybody's focus is going on that person. And this is not her page. This is my page. Well, that's just your opinion, though. That's just your opinion. That's just your opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion, okay? You're entitled to your opinion. So all I'm asking you to do is be respectful. You said what you said, and that's it. You're entitled to your opinion, all right? So you can take a seat and listen, because I'm giving a positive message here, or not. If you don't agree, you can go to wherever you agree, whoever you agree to with. That's all. So in any case, guys, so what was I saying, by the way? Look, I forgot what I was saying. See, that's what happens when we get distracted. What's up, Demetria? What's up? Okay, so let me get back to what I was saying, because I totally forgot. So what I was saying with, oh, right, with the car situation with our friends, we have, it's not likely that we do that. Yeah. Matter of fact, you don't ever have to go before you cuss me out because now you're blocked. Okay, guys, she's gone. And let me delete that. Okay. All right. So in any case, guys, so like I was saying, hey B, hello Trina. So like I was saying, if you don't cross your T's and dot your I's, you're going to go down with the person that came in your car with them drugs, right? And so unfortunately, a lot of us don't do that, right? And in most cases, we're not going to do that. We're not going to check out, body search our damn best friends before they get in the damn car, right? So the point is that when you don't know something, that does not mean that you are not held accountable for it. You know what I'm saying? In Carmen's case, she was, getting her lick back, right? She was getting her lick back after being bullied for so long, after being her life being torn apart for so long. You know what I mean? And you say things and you don't know that you're breaking the law saying something, right? Because you're not given a direct threat, right? But you have to still be held accountable for the manner in which you have said something, whether you knew about it or not, right? And so that's just what happens, just because you're ignorant of the law, or just because you don't believe that you broke a law, or if a law was broken, or you might have said something that may imply breaking a law, right? Or doing something and you're not aware of it, it doesn't eliminate the fact that you have to be held accountable for that, right? So she took accountability for whatever it is that she might have said, which she's never threatened anyone, by the way, but she took accountability for her actions, right? Because she asked God a question and God showed her and told her, and she realized that she still had a part to play in that, right? Although it was a very hurtful, painful situation. Hey, Ashaki. Although it was a very hurtful, I want to go back to, okay. Hey, Zyva, how you doing? Although it was a very hurtful and painful situation, right? Now, here's the other part of that, guys, because that's just the physical part. That's just the physical part. What do you do when you are being attacked? What do you do when something bad happens to you? How you respond is what you will receive. Because remember, guys, everything is energy. Everything is energy. There is nothing else but energy, right? Our words carry energy, right? The motive power to your words is your thoughts. Your thoughts create that internal energy, because energy is unseen. Energy comes from the non-physical and then it becomes physical, right? And let me give you an example. Air. You could be sitting in air right now as I am, and I don't feel anything. I don't feel any breeze. I don't feel nothing, but it's air, right? Air is invisible. It's not physical. But wind is air in motion. Now wind becomes physical because now you can feel it. Now it becomes felt. You know what I mean? You feel the effects of that air in motion. So that's air manifesting itself in a physical form. The same way our thoughts manifest itself in a physical form by way of action, words and action. In action, you have your thoughts, which is the spiritual manifestation, the creative, the motive power. That motive power turned into words. Them words turn into actions, right? And once your action happens, now the fulfillment of that thought is now fulfilled. Okay, the repercussions is the fulfillment of it. Not only the repercussions, whatever blessings, whatever it is you manifest, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it is the final endpoint of that thought. Is that you have a beginning and then you have the end. The end is always a physical thing that actually affects you, the physical thing that actually comes and gives you whatever. The physical thing that feels bad. Thank you guys for the hearts. Okay. That's what that's what manifesting is, right? So when we're doing things, or we're not doing anything, and someone attacks us, as this has happened in Karma's case, as this has happened in so many social media or celebrities, everyone has been attacked, right? How are you going to respond? Now your actions can be to lick back, right? That's one thing that can cause you, some kind of bad consequences, right? Especially if you're oblivious of the things that you're actually saying, right? And if you're not careful of the things you say. Now, what about your thoughts? What about the energy you carry? Don't you know the energy we carry is the most profound, powerful thing that actually creates things and creates situations? Thank you guys for the hearts. Don't you guys know that? Don't you know that it's not what people do to you, it's how you respond to them? Are you going to respond, or are you going to react, or are you going to respond? Because there's a difference, right? When you react, you immediately become upset. You become offended. You become resentful because people are destroying your lives, right? And so you feel you don't deserve any of that, and you don't. You absolutely don't. Okay? But then why do things happen as a repercussion? I'm gonna get to your comment, Brenda. You're absolutely right. Um, why do things happen? Right? So we have to consider our energy. Okay. We have to consider that spiritual aspect of our lives. We have to, right? Because energy is creative, right? And so when we become resentful, what frequency, what energy are we put on that level at that moment? We're in a negative frequency, right? And what does energy do? It expands, it creates, and it comes back to us, right? We create with our energy. We draw in situations and circumstances and experiences through our energy, right? So now are we to say, well, it's right, responding takes thought. Absolutely. Now, are we to say, well, it's natural to be mad? Yes, it is. Well, it's not. Well, first of all, it's unnatural to be mad, resentful, angry, or any of those things. Now, we do have our bodies, because emotions are a language of the body. And I'm going to backtrack to what I was just saying. I just got to get this part out. Emotions are a language of the body, right? Whenever we have an emotion, we're feeling it in our bodies. We're feeling it in our hearts. We're feeling it in our stomachs. We're feeling it in our nervous system, right? So when I say that negative emotions are unnatural, what I mean by that is that when negative emotions come, the reason why they feel bad is because they are unnatural, but they're supposed to be there, because if we use our emotions properly, those negative emotions are supposed to guide us and show us. Sorry, guys, my back itch. I need my big comb to show us. That's ghetto when you scratch your back with a comb. To show us what we're doing wrong, or the energy that we are on, it doesn't feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, then it's having an effect on our body, right? And not only that, it's having a spiritual effect, because now those bad emotions is causing us to think, which actually our thoughts create those emotions, but our thought processes are off, right? So then we start gathering even more resentment, even more unforgiveness, even more just anger. Okay. And so when you are experiencing those things, the reason why God made our bodies to the point where we can feel those things is so that way we can self-correct. That's what those negative emotions are for. They're here to help us self-correct. Okay. Not for us to give in to them, because if we give in to them, then we're continuing to build on those negative emotions. And guess what's going to happen? Every single day that you feel in a negative emotion, you're adding more momentum to them. And what happens? You start attracting everything on a negative frequency. So anything bad that can happen will happen. And it happened because you involved your energy and you didn't self-correct yourself. You didn't self-correct. It's a reason why in the Bible, when one of Jesus' disciples said, well, how often should I forgive someone who has wronged me? What was Jesus' answer? He said 70 times 7. You know why he said 70 times 7? He was basically telling that person that negative emotions will cause you more harm than anything that anyone has ever done to you, because through your emotions, through your energy is when you start attracting things on that frequency. A person, let me give you an example. A person that is extremely depressed and locked in their room, right? A person that is extremely depressed and locked up in their room, they can never, they will not, that they can never, until they get out of that mindset, until they shift their energy, they're going to always attract darkness. That depression is going to get worse and worse. You know why? Because that's the frequency that they're on. They're never going to be able to create a life that they can be in love with, because they have to come out of the darkness in order to see something that they want for themselves. Because when you're looking at something and you're aspired towards something, or something jolts some kind of energetic field in your heart to where you want something, that's the motive power that's going to lead you to it. Okay? So in order for them to get out of that darkness, they have to start looking the other way. And that's just shifting your energy. When you are on a net, thank you so much, Thelma, for the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. And let me get to, hey, Roberta, I see you here, honey child. I see you. Let me get to Brenda Walker's comment before I go too far, because I don't want to miss what she said. For me, and this is me only, I mean, only me, a closed mouth for me is more dangerous than a hurt heart. I just don't respond knowing that, knowing there no truth in what they're talking about. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree on that. Absolutely. Hey Janice, but thank you so much for the super sticker, guys. I mean, Thelma, I appreciate it. Hey Cynthia. And so we have to consider our energy. Okay. Unfortunately, when you're being harassed, when you're being bullied, when all these things are taking place in your life, and you have people out here trying to destroy you, of course, naturally, we're going to feel resentment. Naturally, we're going to want to get a lick back. Naturally, we're going to be angered, and naturally, we're going to be led to a point of hate. But what do I always say? We are transformers. Our primary job for being human and spirit at the same time is to transform. Hey, Nicole, honey child, is to transform our energy. It's to transform our experiences by turning hate into love, by turning resentment into forgiveness. We're transformers, guys. And this is why we're here, to have these experiences. Nothing is new under the sun, and everything under the sun is used for our good. We just have to learn how to transform it. So when a person is attacked time after time after time again, it's sort of like being drowned. You don't even have a chance to come up for air and see the light. All you're doing is being drowned. And when you see it, and when you get to the point where you're drowned, drowning so much, you only want to come up for air so you can fight, hit the person that's been trying to drown you, right? So how does a person get out of that? How do you clear that resentment of someone destroying your life or doing something to violate someone in your family? How do you get past that? How do you love a person? How do you do what Jesus said and say, forgive 70 times 7? What he meant was, you have to find a way to transform that pain. You have to rely on these spiritual laws that's already out here. Like for instance, the law of gravity. You jump off a building, everybody's falling, right? Anything that you drop onto the ground is going to fall, because we have a law of gravity, a spiritual law, and it's infallible, meaning it cannot be changed or adjusted. It's just there. It's a law that was here before the beginning of the world, because it operates in the spirit of our almighty conscious God, right? You have seed time and harvest. That's all throughout the Bible. And we know about seed time and harvest because we see it grow every day. We see trees die every winter, and they come back and turn green every spring. Okay. That means that things die and then they come back. Okay. They come back stronger. Right. Seed time and harvest is is whatever you planted in your garden is what's going to show up in your life. Right. We see that in nature. We see that with our own bodies. We eat pig's feet every damn day for our whole life from the time we was born. We know that at the age 30 and 40, we're going to have some high blood pressure, right? Seed time and harvest. Every seed that you put in your body, everything that you do has to take effect and has to come back around. You have to reap what you sow. Reaping and sowing, infallible law. Okay. The law of compensation means any amount of energy given into any situation depletes the amount of energy in that other direction. Okay. So when you shift your mind, you shift your thought, you shift your life, because when you're focusing on this right here, that don't exist no more. And when you start focusing and you're being positive, now things start looking up for you, because now you have shifted your energy. But if we don't learn how to shift our energy when things happen to us, and we don't know how to manage our energy, because that's why we're here also, guys, to manage our energy, to become masters of our energy, because when we can master our energy, we master our lives. That means that no one will have the power to take us off course again. And this is why we have these constant lessons of bad experiences. This is why we have these constant lessons of things that don't feel good in our lives, where we feel victimized. And the worst thing that we can do is feel victimized, because if you stay in victimized, that means you're never, ever, ever going to realize why things really happen. And in order to know why things happen, you have to consider both parts of your being, your spiritual and your physical. You have to see what you did physically to get there. And if you ever want to know about spirit, all you have to do is look at the energy and how you felt and what you feel towards a person. And how you feel towards a person will tell you your mental atmosphere. Your mental atmosphere determines the energy and the conditions that you experience here on this earth. And because of all the pain that we go through, because of all the injustice that we go through, I get it. We don't deserve it. We don't want it. We didn't ask for it. But from a metaphysical perspective, we did. Because when we are unable to transform our energy and we stay on that frequency, we open up our lives to everything going around on that frequency. If you can think of energy, bad energy, negative energy, as a whole bunch of bricks in chaos, right? Chaos. You put yourself in union with other like minds of negative energy. And so that's where Murphy's Law come in at. Whatever can happen will happen. When you put yourself on a higher frequency and you learn how to transform that energy, because now you're tired of things going wrong in your life. Now you're tired of things are always happening, right? If you're able to recognize that your energy has a lot to do with that as well, and you're able to shift your energy, and I'm gonna get to you guys' comments, and you're able to shift your energy. Hold on, and you're able to shift your energy, right? And you're able to shift your energy, then things start looking up, because life done taught you something, because you tried everything. You tried everything. And at the end of the day, life has a way of turning your mind around and saying, you know what? This is what you did. No, you didn't deserve it. No, you didn't go seek nobody out for this chaos. No, you wasn't operating in chaos. No, you wasn't trying to be chaotic. No, you was just trying to live your life. But as these attacks came, how did you handle it? And naturally, we feel bad. Naturally, we want to hate people. Naturally, we want to resent people. Naturally, we want to point the fingers. Naturally, we want to say how despicable somebody is. And naturally, we want to always say, oh, I can't stand watching her. That's why I did my live those couple of months ago when I said I'm going to operate in a different frequency, because I got tired of my emotions being thwarted in a downward motion, right? I wasn't having any peace. I got too involved personally, okay? And so until we're able to transform our energy and start thinking of things in a different way and let life take care of everything, because there are laws in this world, guys, that keep people, that hold people accountable. It's not a person. There are people so stuck in their ways and so damn hard-headed. No, people will never be accountable for stuff. So people have a nerve to say, oh, well, you got to hold people accountable. You can tell somebody that they're doing something wrong. You can counsel them, you can coach them, you can therapy them, all into all of that stuff. It's up to them to see how they're doing something wrong. And again, at the end of the day, it's about life. Life teaches you better than anybody can tell you. And you have to learn to rely on that. We have to all relearn to rely on life. Rely on life. My peace is with life. I have no means or no desire to control anybody. I'm the queen of detachment. I am able to let go and let God. I am able to allow people to run into a brick wall. If I was a stop sign and you don't stop, Go ahead and run into the brick wall. You know why? Because I trust the brick wall, that the brick wall is going to teach you something. That's not karma's case. It's about transforming energy. There's a dual factor at work here. It's not only what you do and what you say, it's how you're feeling in your heart. We can take and before I go any further, let me just look at some of these. Hey, Vera said that's so true because my energy, I'm now in Facebook jail for 25 days. Vera, and you know damn well you ain't a victim, Jack. You a victim in the sense that somebody came and bothered you, okay, or grinded your gears. But your energy, your reciprocation, your response. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you're in jail, Vera. You can call me for some commissary, girl. I got you. Sitting here listening to you message, eating my water. That's right, Brenda. Damn it. Aura Spencer. Hey, Aura. She says, when I listen to your message, I feel so relieved. Keep up the great work, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thelma said, I had to stop watching those negative people because they were putting me in the wrong place. And now I only watch positive. I like Vera. My energy, I'm like Vera. My energy was getting out of control. And guys, this is what I'm talking about. We are here. We are transformers. You know that movie? We are transformers. We are here to manage the energy that is ours, so that way we can have better experiences here on earth. That's why we're here. We're here for this opposition. We're here to use everything. When people say that there is nothing that bad shouldn't happen, how the hell are we going to ever grow if nothing bad happens to us? First of all, if bad is an accident or bad things are accidents, then what the hell are we here for? The only way that we can change and the only way that we can grow is by transforming that. The only way to grow is by going through crisis and trauma. I keep telling you guys, there is purpose in pain. You have to find out what that is. And when you're able to find out what that is, then you will see things for what they really are. And when you're able to see things for what they really are, now you're no longer suffering in the way that you haven't suffered before. It's sort of like you get two people who can't pay their light bills. One of them is going to panic and be like, what's going to happen to my food? I don't got no lights. And they're going to have a bad day because they don't have no lights, forgetting the fact that they got a whole sun up there and they got at least 12 to 15 hours of sunlight, right? Me, I'll be like, oh, okay, I don't got no money to pay my lights. I don't got no lights. I got all this sunlight and I probably can get some candles until tomorrow, until I'm able to figure out a way to work this situation out. So for me, the glass is always half full rather than half empty, right? It's just a matter of perspective. And within that experience will teach me that I need to manage my money better. I need to manage my life better. I need to do something that's going to get me to a better place in life to where I don't ever have to worry about having no lights again. There's blessings in everything. We just have to figure out what the lesson is. We got to get the gold out of all of that. Thank you so much, Brenda. We got to get the gold out of it. Hey, Letty. We got to find the gold in life, guys. That's what this is about. That's what it's about. When we feel victimized, we have to learn to use that feeling of resentment because, again, emotions are a language of the body and intellect is a language of the mind. And our emotions show us where on the scale of peace we are. So when negative emotions come up, it's not there to be justified. It can't be justified because guess what? Those feelings don't get better, they get worse. And the more worse they get, the more momentum they have. And the more momentum they have, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start attracting bad experiences in your life, poor experiences in your life, because the frequency that you're giving is saying, I'm giving negativity. So the universe says, your wish is my command. Negativity right back at you. Here's some bad experiences that's going to cause more negativity in your system. It's a genie in a bottle. That's what the universe is. That's what God is. Your wish is my command. Free will. You get to choose And it takes some time to transform that energy. It takes time to transform it. But while you're in it, you're attracting. And so that's why it's important for you to take notice of this bad energy and say, guess what? I'm feeling this way. I don't know how to stop feeling this way. Maybe you got to seek counsel. Maybe you got to seek therapy. I mean, not counsel, therapy. Maybe you need you a life coach, a mindset coach to teach you how to think. I'm an expert at doing that because I'm an expert at clear at bringing clarity to very painful situations, because there's an answer for it all. Nothing goes unanswered. It's an answer for it all, and you just need to tap into that spiritual side of yourself, and God will show you everything that you need to do to fall back into alignment with a life that you can actually be in love with. Hold on a minute. Thelma said I had to stop. Okay, I read that already. Vicky Park said I relative with a smile. Because wait a minute, you mean you relate with a smile. You retaliate with a smile because I know it hurts them more than me. Am I wrong? Vicky, I'm gonna be honest with you. Smiling with the intent to hurt anybody is definitely negative. I'm just saying, I feel you though. Now I think I know what you mean by that. I don't think that you smile and you're happy, like, yeah, I'm gonna get him. Let me be happy. I don't think it's that. I believe that what you mean is that, you know what, it's no point in me even retaliating against them. Like, success is the best lesson, or success is the best revenge. That's going to get them. So I don't think that you're really in that deep with it where you're saying, yeah, let me just go be happy so I can tear their lives apart. No. I get what you're saying, but in that statement alone, whatever you do with a negative intent is still negative. But I don't think that you're going that far. I don't think that anybody goes that far. I do believe that the best revenge is success. The best revenge is to keep smiling, right? And so in knowing that, I believe that completely, but my emotions is not going back there. I mean, my emotions is not on it, like it's not on revenge. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm gonna just keep on smiling, and they just gonna be more mad. But I'm not gloating that they're pissed. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think you are either. Thank you so much, Billy, for 50 stars. I appreciate it. But I get you. I get you with that. I get you. Success is the best revenge. I mean, if you feel you have to get somebody back, success is the best revenge. People don't want to see you happy, right? They don't want to see you happy. But in that mindset, still, you can also inspire them, because when people see you become successful, maybe they like, you know what? Let me just stop doing what I'm doing. Let me just get my life together, because they see you rising so much, and here they are still down here with all this negativity and all this bullying and all this harassment and just doing things wrong to people and trying to bring people down. You know what I'm saying? I know you said, see, discernment, girl. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. And the only reason why I've highlighted your comment like that is because I see that a lot when people say kill them with kindness. I'm like, you got to watch your words. You know what I mean? Because them words and that intention and, as a way of revenge or them suffering is still a negative effect, and it'll only bring more negativity into your life. But like I said, I already knew what you was talking about. That's why I highlighted that. Good afternoon, Alberta. So we have to learn how to manage our energy. And when we can't explain something and we don't know why something continues to happen, it's one thing with something happening a few times to you. It's another thing when something continues to happen. That's when we have to look at ourselves and be like, okay, what are we doing wrong? Right? And that's when we have to pray and ask God. If we can't figure it out, pray and ask God why something is wrong. I fortunately, in my life, and this is honestly speaking, from the time I was a little girl, I was never a victim. I played in creation. Meaning that I was a pusher. I was the one in my family. I was rebellious, but I wasn't rebellious with like sex and drugs and just bugging out and acting all crazy. It wasn't that type of thing. I was rebellion in a way where I have my parents or my mom, and then there's God. And I don't know who God is, but God created me. So he shouldn't be mad at me for what I do. And I think from as far as I can remember as a little girl, I always knew that it was unconditional love, because I saw how my parents loved me, even though my mom was a single mom. And growing up, I met my father, but I know how my parents loved me. And so knowing how my parents loved me, and what my mom would do anything for me, like anything for me, right? If God created me in my mind as a little girl, I was like, there's nothing I can do wrong. And I'm approving, right? And it wasn't like I went against God. I just did stuff without a conscience. And not that I did anything hideous or terrible to anyone. There's things that I did to people, though. There's things that I did to people in my family growing up, going through all those growing pains. There's many things that I've done wrong, in hurting people, not intentionally, but hurting them, knowing that things will hurt. I definitely own that, because there's those are growing pains, right? And for those things, I felt bad, because when you're doing wrong to people, you're supposed to feel bad. But with everything else, I'm like, I just always knew that I didn't have to ask for forgiveness. I didn't have to ask for forgiveness unless I did something hideous, and I've never done anything hideous, like crazy, to somebody, like really bad. You know what I'm saying? That I think warranted me to do that. And I guess in my own being, I always believed that I was growing and learning, and everything was an experiment, and a life experiment. You see what I'm saying? I was playing. That's what I mean by I was playing in creation. I was playing with reaping and sowing. I was playing with karma. Thank you so much, Vicky, for the what is this? I don't even know if it's a super sticker. It's something, but thank you for the chat. Super chat is that's probably what that is. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. So my point in all of this, guys, is to basically say that we have to make sure that we're looking at every aspect of our lives. A lot of times, we are victims, because when we are sought out and we are preyed upon by freaking villains. You have the victim and you have the villain. When we are preyed on by villains, we are victims in a sense, right? And that we use, because sometimes when that happened, actually in most cases when that happened, it's not because we deserve that. It's not a deserving fact that we deserve to be tore apart. We deserve to be ripped apart online. It's not even that. It's a lot of times those experiences come to us because we require it. And I always say, from my own personal perspective, that when it comes to social slander of any content creator, right? Most content, not most, but some content creators who aspire to be bigger than what they are. They have big dreams. They have dreams of going global. They have dreams of doing all these things. A lot of times, this little slander on it, not little, because of course it can be destructive, but this slander on the internet is what people need. You need to be able. Oh, thank you so much, Vicky Parks, for the Cash App. I appreciate it. You didn't have to, and you did. Thank you so much for that Cash App. I appreciate it. But when you aspire to be, for me, a public speaker, you guys know I'm already an author. I aspire to be a public speaker. And I was invited to a TED Talk, by the way, one time. And I'm going to tell you guys about that. When you aspire to become bigger than what you are on social media and you're an entrepreneur, that's going to take a lot of molding and training, right? It's going to take a lot of that. And so for me, the way I look at social slander or even cyberbullying, even though I'm against it, I'm an advocate against it. I'm anti-bullying. I have me and Penny have a whole petition out about it. Remember how I always say that everything has its place? Everything has its place, right? Including the people that are bullying. They have a purpose here. They have a purpose and a value in the purpose that I would get if I had to look into a bully through my spiritual mind, is that they offer you tools to grow, to have courage. They whatever it is that people do against you, if it doesn't kill you, is going to make you stronger. But in order for you to be at that higher level, you have to go through this level first. And this level is the Hunger Games with everybody throwing daggers at you, everybody trying to get you, right? Once you transcend from that level, now you have more courage. Now you have more strength. Now you have, more faith. Now you're you're refined. Okay. But in order to get up there, you need to go through this fire. Okay. And this fire is the bullies, is the slanderers, is the people that's trying to tear you down, is the people that come into your life and they're energy vampires and they're trying to emote, they're trying to suck you dry with their misery. Right. And so, as bad as it feels, it still serves a purpose. It still purposes to be served in that. Right. That's what I mean by getting the gold out of doo-doo. No one wants anyone to be hurt. Well, let me rephrase that. No one want to be hurt. You know what I mean? And when you're not bothering someone and you're unjustly hurt, you feel like you're a victim, and you are. You absolutely are. But we have two ways that we can deal with that. We can try to persevere, and we can try to manage our energy in a way where we feel sorry for them rather than hating them. That's transforming that energy. That's making sure that that's making sure that your energy doesn't align with theirs, to where now you become as miserable as them, because they done brought you all the way down to their energy level, and now you're experiencing the same chaos that they're experiencing. Now you're in hell. Or you can transform that pain by just persevering through it and just like, try to keep your thoughts in alignment with good things. Instead of thinking about what they do, think about what you want. Training your mind to snap out of that trance of anger, to snap out of that resentment mode, to snap out of that mindset of let me get them back. Because there is no such thing as justified hate. It's just not. I don't care how you slice it. There is no such thing as justified hate. Now, on a physical level, there is. Because if somebody does something to your child and you got your lick back, and you have to, it's like, okay, I did that because they was messing with my biscuit. I did that because they was messing with my child. I did that because they was messing with my mother. It's justified. People will understand, oh, damn, if somebody did that to my child or my mother or my sister, my brother, my wife, my husband, I get that. We can justify hate. But from a metaphysical, spiritual perspective, there's no justified hate. God doesn't justify it. You know why? Because he put spiritual laws in this world that don't allow you to justify it. Because even in your right stance of defending and standing up and protecting yourself, you still have a spiritual responsibility to keep your energy in check. You still have a physical responsibility to keep your life in line. You can't say, they done offed my family member and I off them, and the judge is going to say, okay, well, you're vindicated. No, there's still jail time associated with that. People could understand why you're doing something, but you're still held accountable not only by the law of this world, but also by a spiritual law. You just hurt somebody. And that goes against what even Jesus said in the Bible when he told his disciple, if someone hurts you, forgive them 70 times 7. So I'm just supposed to just keep getting hurt? Well, the way you respond is, and that's what it literally means. It doesn't mean like, okay, like you can just automatically forgive, because your heart still has to align. It's called the mind and heart coherence. When a mind and a heart coherence is your mind lining up with your heart. A lot of times we have things in our head, but we don't have it in our heart. And so things go astray. So when Jesus said, forgive 70 times 7, 70 times 7, that means it's for your good. Because if you hold on to resentment, you're going to find a lot of bad things are happening to you unjustly. You're going to feel like it's like it's unjust. In other words, you have to be accountable for your anger, because if you don't forgive, then you're going to be mad. And as long as you're mad and you're feeling offended about something, that's an energy shift that's going to put your life spiraling out of control. And you're going to think that things just fell on your lap when you forgot about the energy and how you're supposed to be managing your energy, and how these spiritual laws is all based on your energy, reaping and sowing, the law of compensation, seed time and harvest. Those are without caveats. There's no caveats to that. It doesn't mean that if somebody do something to you, you don't have to abide, you don't get the consequences of these laws. If something happens to you, then you're not going to suffer the karma of that. Mm-hmm. Hey, Mimi. Hey, Beverly. Thank you so much, Billy. Thank you so much. I don't know if that's a super sticker or a super chat, but whatever it is, it's super. It's a different color, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. And if anyone shall want to come up and talk about, lessons that you have learned and how you transformed your pain and how you're trying to manage your life, trying to manage your energy, if it's been a challenge, if things has happened to you and you finally made sense of it, if you can give a testimony of inspiration or something, feel free to come up. The link is right there. Mm-hmm. Now, let me see what I miss. Lily. Hey, let's get it. Let's go. How are you? Antoinette, hello. That was 12:54. That was a whole half an hour ago. I'm just scrolling up, guys, seeing what I missed. Yeah, so that's my message for today. We have to manage our energy. We have to manage the energy that is ours. We are here to manage our energy, to make sure, in order to, not to make sure, but in order to ensure that our life is as smooth as we can possibly make it. But, like I said, there's value in everything. There's purpose in pain. And if you can find the jewel in doo-doo, then you have done its job. Then you have done your job in transforming that. When you find a reason why something happens to you, when you come to a conclusion as to why something's happened to you, that's the insight and the mindset and the understanding that you need in order to take that negative light off of it. Things are only negative because we deem them negative. Things are only bad because we deem them bad and we find no value in them because we have not looked for value in everything. So I don't know who said it, Jesus or Beyonce, when they said, use your enemy as your footstool. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take whatever it is that they're doing and you're supposed to use it for your benefit. Challenge yourself. When those feelings of negativity come up, challenge yourself to think a good thought about them even. And if you can't do that because people are so damaged by people and people done did so much damn dirt that it's impossible for you to look at them and say, I really love them. I really wish they have a bad, have not bad life. That's what you want to say, have a bad life. I really wish they, have a great life. Can't do that. Can't do that. But what you can do is you can get your mind off of that resentment and shift your energy in a positive direction and look at the things that you love and start being grateful for the things that you do have, because that's also a way to transform that negative energy. Remember, it's called the law of compensation. Any amount of energy given in one direction depletes the amount of energy that you just gave in that other direction. So that's another way to train your mind to think good thoughts, because a lot of times it's hard for us to forgive and it takes a long time for our heart to get that message. And so if our heart can't get that message immediately, now we're suffering. Now we're in an energy field that we don't want to be in, because now things are going to start happening that we don't like. Now we're going to start experiencing all these bad things. You're going to say, oh, why me? I'm a victim. Why me? And all this other stuff. in order to get out of that, if you can't find the good in something, in order to get out of it, you just shift your mind to the other way. Try thinking about things that make you feel good. Try to train your mind to get off of negativity like that. Because once you're there, you're there. You know, that momentum is like a damn Mack truck going 100 miles an hour, and it takes a long time to slow down, but don't let it get to that point. So, in that sweet watermelon girl. Thank you, Thelma. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Michelle, honey child. Tina said, well, I landed in Facebook jail because I am so sick and tired of, woo, and let her take me out of character. And now I learned my lesson. Now I'm not gloating, and I'm taking that down because I don't want to even give light to that person. But Tina, I'm doing this because you see, there's no such thing as justified hate. There's no such thing as justified resentment. There's no such thing as justified lick back. I mean, we can justify it as humans and say, you know, she deserved that, right? We do justify it. But spiritually, you're still going to suffer the same consequence that anybody else suffers if they do something wrong, right? So life has a way of teaching us that, you know what? Sometimes lick back ain't always that great. You know what I mean? Sometimes lick back is going to, you know, you're going to suffer some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then some things are worth going to jail for. You know, like somebody do something to my biscuit. I'll be happy in jail, and I'll set up commissary. My wife will come and see me, and I'll just be doing time, and I'll be happy about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not taking that back. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to pick your battles here. You know what I'm saying? You really have to pick your battles. But yeah, that's what it is. Your energy got you there. And it's not even because, well, first of all, the law got you there because, you know, there's guidelines and there's rules, right? So you break them because you're mad. And then that's that spiritual aspect. You know, what goes around comes around. What you put on somebody else, something will happen to you. And that's the other part of it. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. Tina, thank you so much for that message, though, child. Lord, that nearly took me out. Like, that's exactly what we're talking about. Charlotte says, hey, hi, beautiful. Hey, beautiful Charlotte. You inspire me. I'm tired, but need God in my life for my oldest son. I need to know that he's is okay. Haven't heard from him in 3 years. God bless. I wish you the best with that also. But you have God in your life, and that's the biggest freaking scam that any, I don't know who taught you that you don't have God in your life. You do have God in your life. God is in you, not outside of you. It's not in a church building. You know, we come together as guardians in church, but that's not where you find God, because church doesn't teach us about God. It teaches God. Church does not teach us about God. Church teaches us what we believe about God. You see what I'm saying? You want to find God, you go into your heart, because we operate in the power of God. But I do understand your pain. And I always lean on life. You know, you have to let life work out itself. I always say, leave life alone and it will work out itself. You know, it's got to be extremely hurtful not hearing from your child in years. I can't imagine what that would feel like. I can't imagine that. And I'm sorry that you're going through this experience, but even in this situation with your own son, it's best. Oh, I got to make some chicken soup. Even when you're going through the situation with your son, it's best that you use this to strengthen yourself. You use this to find some type of value. You know, seek therapy. Find out why you're feeling so, well, we already know why, because you haven't heard from your son. You know, I believe that detachment has a lot to do with our lives and how we proceed in life and experiences that we have. Because from the time that we're born, from the time that we're in the womb and separated from our parents' womb, the lesson in life has always been detachment. Detachment of things that you feel that you need in this life to survive. And although we give birth to our children, we don't need them to survive. If we do what we can, if you have done everything that you can to make amends, if you have done anything wrong, if you have changed your life as a result of whatever happened or whatever conflict has happened between you and your child, the whole lesson in all of that is for you to transform your pain into some sort of pleasure. It's all about you forgiving yourself, Charlotte, for whatever it is you think you might have done wrong in that situation with your family member, with your son. You forgiving yourself. You saying, I was where I was because that's where I was, but I am where I am right now, because transformation is important. And a lot of times when we have breakdowns within our family members and we try to do things to change our lives to become better, not to say that you're at fault of anything. I'm just, speaking generally. Um, Sometimes our family members don't see that change because the change is not for them, it's for you. So a lot of times, when it comes to conflict, especially with children, detachment. From the time we're born, we've learned, we've had lessons of detachment. We got to detach from our mother's room. That's one. We have to detach from the home and security of our parent. And now we're going to school. That's another detachment. Then we end up, getting friends. And now our parents move. And now that's more detachment. And then people die in our family. That's more detachment. And then you go to college. That's more detachment. So the big lesson in life is detachment. You cannot be so attached to something or someone that it disturbs your whole life and throws your whole life off course. We have to learn to make peace with people's situations. We have to learn to make peace. We have to learn to make peace with people's choices, even if it's our own children's choices. We have to learn to make peace and try to love ourselves through that and say, I am a better person. I am a different person. I am the person that I want to be right now because I'm doing my best right now. And as long as you're doing your best, you're not doing anything wrong, and let the chips fall where they may. But the thing that's causing you most peace is the thing that we have to let go of, even if it's our children, even if it's our parents. If it's disturbing your life to the degree where it's causing you so much internal conflict, you have to find a way to let that go and hope for the best and leave it at that. Leave it with God, because as much as you're in that negative mindset of, oh my God, and that negativity, you're not going to find any peace. You're not going to find any happiness because you think that you need these relationships. And if you wait for other people to come around, you'll be freaking almost off the damn knocking on death's door like, hello, give time for me to go. You know what I'm saying? Yes, and it's how we react. He has us all right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Beverly said if the outcome would have been different, Chef would not have gotten the lesson she has finally learned. Let them folks use their freedom of speech. Chef and Tay do what they do. Do what they've been doing, making those business moves. Right. We all have our lessons. And there's value in everything, even if it comes to us undeserved. I always say, yeah, we attract everything in life, but things, we attract things, and then we require things. And when we are required to experience something because of something good that comes out of it, that's the value in it. Eternally, I will let it. And that, right, Charlotte, and that's not going to stop your love. You can still love them eternally. Let that be your roadmap to happiness. Sometimes we have to love people in our heart and leave it at that. Our love can't be attached to a caveat, meaning that in order for me to love you, I need you to be a part of me, or I love you, but I need to know that you love me back. When you are suffering in your heart, that's what you're basically saying. You're basically saying that you loving him is not, you loving your child is not enough. You need your child, you need something reciprocal. You need that interaction. So your love has a caveat, and that's what's causing the pain. Letting go, like you said here, is loving without a caveat. It's saying, I'm going to love my child no matter what. And I'm going to move on with my life until my child, hopefully one day my child comes around, but I don't need my child to be happy. Because happiness comes within. And the reason why you don't need your children to be happy and your parents to be happy, you should never need anybody to make you happy, because people are temporary. They come and they go, including your parents, including your children. Sometimes things happen where they transition. And then what do you do with your happiness? Where's your happiness then? Did it go to the other side of non-physical reality? No, it's still here for you to create. So you have to find happiness within yourself. You have to learn how to be happy and live your best life despite of how someone is not willing to come around. You have to detach your love from wanting something in return. Because if it's just love, then you're good. Although the relationship hurts, or the breakdown of the relationship may hurt. I had to do that with one of my sons. I talked to God and told him I was putting him in his hands and leaving him there. And I didn't worry about it. And it worked out. You, boom, right there, right there, right there. Detachment is our biggest lesson. It's saying that anything on this earth is only temporal. It's not permanent. That includes people, places, and things. The only things that are set in stone, that are real in this earth, is those spiritual laws. Is our spirit that created this body. Is our spirit and our power within. Our energy is real. Energy cannot be destroyed. We learned that in science and physics. Cannot be destroyed. It can only be transferred. Okay? Energy is eternal. Our spirits, we are energy. God is spirit. God is not a man or a woman. He's a masculine energy spirit, or physical or feminine energy spirit. Energy is the only thing that's real. Non-physical reality is the only thing that's real. Your thoughts are the only thing that's real. You know why? Because your thoughts create. Your thoughts cause you to speak words. It causes you to go out and act on something. It causes you to go out and get something. It causes you to manifest things. Those are the only things that's real. But the thing that you manifest is not real. That car is not real. That house is not real. People are not real. We die. We could be destroyed. So anything that can be destroyed is not real. They're only in our experience for a temporary reason. And so we should never rely on it. We should never rely on people, places, and things as being our core value of who we are. We are here to have our own personal relationship and experiences with physical reality. And we are here to learn how to manage the energy that we have and transform those our negative experiences into positive experiences, so that way we can better manage our lives and create more positive and happy experiences for ourselves. Hey, Vanika, you're welcome. So, with that being said, I am going to end this live. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Facebook, YouTube, my other personal page, Lena Crespo. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye. Remember, like and share. Okay, bye.